Well, hello! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 5. Is it episode 5 already? I'm pretty sure on episode 4 I said it was episode 5. So I really have no idea what is going on. All I know is today is the 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. Supposed to have a Team America clip come in right there. America! Yeah! Hopefully you guys are enjoying your day off. The bins were open today, but we don't work on Tuesdays. So I am right here where I need to be. Also, I have all the shipping behind me to do since the post office is also closed. But let's get right into this episode. I titled it, I Quit. Now, it's not me personally, but I am noticing this growing trend of people quitting their regular, safe 9 to 5 job to pursue not just reselling, but to pursue their dream, their passion, their je ne sais quoi. Pretty sure I'm not allowed to speak French on the 4th of July, so I apologize to that. Shout out to the weakest military in the world. The French, they are the worst. But shout out to them for rioting right now. That's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not, but there is protests and riots and fires and all kinds of stuff happening in France right now, in Paris. A cop killed some kid on camera, and the people are like, F this, we're going to take a trip down America's culture and start burning stuff in protest. So it's good to see that they do have some kind of balls over there. Let me see. I did put some notes for the show. There we go. What's up? I see people in the stream. Hello, what's going on? Happy birthday to us, America. Yeah, got a good workout in this morning. And the kids are home from school and daycare, obviously school because it's the summertime, but daycare is also closed. So if you hear anything outside of the norm, that's probably the little ones having too much fun. But that's what you get. That's the complete Flip the World package. This is Farmhouse still on my kids' account. Awesome. So welcome in. But yeah, I titled it I Quit. Again, just in the general response, I'm noticing, we just had ADH Dave, a pretty big, for being a little person, he is a very big social media presence on YouTube and Instagram and things like that in the reselling world. For him to quit his nice, cushy, high-paying job to become a full-time content creator, reseller. It's just another niche on the old headboard of life when it comes to people that are dedicating their I honestly, I catch myself in my own thoughts sometimes. What's up, Marcus? I think people are more, I'm trying to think of the right words, and I'm already, a dumb human. So words aren't hard as it is. They're really hard in my brain because they're all mixed up because I have dyslexia. After COVID and in the last few years, people have just decided to double down on just giving life a try, whether it be a passion or something that they want to do. Like, I think more people are okay with losing their cushy job to try something now, because we all essentially lost our jobs when the whole country was picking and choosing who was okay to work and who wasn't. Bars and restaurants had to be closed, but these things could be open. And I just got done doing a episode with Paul, who happens to be in the stream. Yeah, my internet was very wonky. So guys, if my internet cuts out or the camera cuts out, if I don't come back, then it's just going to be a short episode because we just had a thunderstorm and the power went out in the middle of my my stream with him. The good thing is his is pre-recorded. So hopefully you guys don't know any of that, and he's going to edit some of that out. But mine is live, so whatever happens, happens. But I think that the government picking and choosing who was important and who wasn't let us all know, hey, we got to start taking some of our life into our own hands and making choices, because obviously those in power aren't going to do anything to help us. And I think it's great. I think it's great. I think more people need to know that it's okay to quit your job and try something. Like, trying things isn't a bad thing. That's how you learn to figure out what it is you like. I mean, when I got my first job at 16, I knew I wasn't going to work at a fast food restaurant the rest of my life, but I appreciated the skills that I learned while I was there, and also the things that I didn't like about it made me make more decisions to move into other fields and try new things. I like when I was hiring people, when I was a service manager hiring people for pest control. Um, I liked people that had a very broad resume, that have tried a bunch of different things, versus somebody that's just had like one job for 10 years, because you don't really know what they're capable about. They haven't done anything. They haven't really, grown as a human. So I'm for it. Obviously, I'm not going to tell everybody that needs to quit their job to become a full-time reseller. But again, it's not just reselling. People are quitting their jobs to follow their passions. And I am 100% on board with anybody following their passion, their hobby, something that they're passionate about, because you've heard it a million times. We're only on this spinning rock one time. And I think that it is such a waste to just be a mundane 9 to 5 person and live for the weekends. You got to get out there and do what you're doing. What's up, Marcus? I see you, buddy. Marcus is crushing it on all avenues of life. Again, guys, Marcus is out there knocking on doors and saving people. And whether you have faith in anything or not, I respect that. Passionate about something, and you're going out there and you're doing your thing, man. And shout out to you. My drunken brew. Yeah. I'm really good at acting drunk, even though I don't drink. This is just iced coffee, but it's in my brand new Post Malone cup. Yeah, they released these at Cane's. I went and got, this is one of 4. They're going to release one every 2 weeks. So I'm going to try and collect all 4. Not because I'm like a huge Post Malone fan, but as a reseller, I know that if I get all 4, I can probably sell the lot for good money. I think your storm is moving my way. Yeah, it was bad. It like came out of nowhere. The flipper dude, man, I wish I had the guts. You have them. You just aren't ready to. Bleh. I think everybody has it. Everybody has it down there. You just haven't. It's not right for you. That's the other thing. It needs to be right. You can be forced into following your passion, and then you can make it to where it's a comfortable transition. So there's no easy way to go into it. Some people just jump into it and pray, and then other people make the transition a lot less stressful. But again, like I was talking to Paul, and I don't want to move too much, talk about too much from what we were discussing, but I think that not everyone should be an entrepreneur. We need people to do these, I don't want to say menial jobs, but we need people to run businesses and have the 9 to 5 jobs. Somebody has to make my food when I go to a restaurant. I don't want to do it. Do I prefer mom and pop restaurants? Yeah, of course. But sometimes you're in a spot where you don't have that option. So we need people, operating jobs and having cushy, stable paychecks. And then the rest of us can be the ones doing the craziness. My husband started his own auto glass business in 91. So scary. Yeah, exactly. Best thing he ever did. Chowing to watch you over the hot dog eating contest. Oh, you're choosing to watch me over the hot dog eating contest. Yeah, well, you already know who's going to win. The same guy that wins every freaking year. That dude's jaw is insane. Yep, country was built on small business. Exactly. It was also built on bartering, and I love bartering. I love the ability, not only just as a reseller, but I do it at the bins. I do it anywhere that I can actually trade something other than money. Like, hey, I used to do it with pest control. It's like, hey, you're a barber. Your shop needs pest control. You cut my hair, I'll do your pest control. No money is exchanged between the two of us. It's just a barter. And it works because I need haircuts and you need pest control. So it's cool to find things still existing in this world where you can barter. We'll barter at the bins. If we have a pair of shoes that we're not too crazy about, and somebody has like a jacket or something, but they want shoes, but hey, shoes for jacket, let's make this work. I'm all about that. So shout out to ADH Mini Dave. I call him Mini Dave, just because I don't know if it gets under his skin, but um, you know, he was the first person to say it vocally that his love language is being a jerk, and it struck a chord with me because if I'm comfortable around people, I'll usually roast them and talk crap, even if I've never met them. Like if I just get your energy and I can tell, if I can tell that you're somebody that I like, then I'm going to be a jerk to you because that's my love language. Being a jerk is my love language. So I agree. Dave is the meanest guy I've ever met. Also. So let's talk. We're in a new month. It's July now, guys. So June closeout numbers. I like to just talk a little bit of reselling on this thing. I only going to do Whatnot because eBay and then social media and sponsors and all that crap. That's not money that I look for to. That's like fun money. All that extra money coming in, that's fun money. But what pays the bills and takes care of everything is going to be basically Whatnot. Since of January, we're all in on Whatnot. So Whatnot's numbers for June, $17,365 is what we brought in on Whatnot going 4 days a week. And that is at a 54.8% ROI. So if you want to do the actual and find out what the net is, you can do that. You have the two numbers that you need. The ROI is down a little bit, and I think that's because we did have like a week of shows that were a little less than normal. We sold more items, but for less money, so that kind of messed up the ROI. But still, 54.8% return on investment is about 20% higher than it ever was on eBay full-time for a month. Also, I want to say, I didn't write this one down. We sold right about 6,000 items in a month, right at 6,000 items sold for the month of June. So it's not that we saw a summer slowdown. It's just, if other people are vacationing or are themselves seeing a slowdown, they're not spending as much. Everybody gets a little tighter with their money in the summertime, usually because if you have a family, you're having to spend more money because your kids are home, your electricity bills are going up, the AC's running, it's freaking hot, you're spending more on food, you're going on vacations. So everybody's allocating their money to other things. So it's not necessarily that the economy is slowing down. It's just, if it's the summertime and people are having to allocate their money to other things. So we did see like less purchasing, but it wasn't a crazy amount. Again, I think that's another great thing about Whatnot, is because let's say you've got 10 people that regularly spend, and then they all have families, or for whatever reason they stop purchasing as much. Constantly new people are coming in that can make up that slack. So that kind of helps out. Again, that's the only platform that you can continually just keep building on, with random strangers. Now, I was going to talk about Camp Listing Party, but I didn't go, but I saw a lot of resellers went. Again, this is another big like reselling event. This was their first year for having a very, very small Instagram social media presence. I think they had less than 2,000 people. The event looked awesome. It looked great. I know that there are multiple events throughout the reselling community. I know like the Boss Reseller Remix tickets went on sale. I know there was a Trash to Cash event where everybody just got together and ate and no one talked about reselling, and Dave just made fun of everybody. And I know that FlipCon, this is the last year of FlipCon, and then people are asking me as of right now, when are we doing a Houston get together? So Stacy and I are talking about trying to get a Houston bins crawl together for 2024. I want to make sure I can plan this properly. I don't think it needs to be a multi-day event. I think maybe like a Friday, Saturday type situation. But I don't know. So basically the reason I came up with the idea is we have 6 bins locations in Houston. We can get to all of them. They're all spaced where we can get to them in a day. And the goal in my mind, and then this is just rough draft, spitting it out for you guys right here, right now. The goal in my head would be to line up a I don't want to say a party bus because I don't want to like party bus, but like a bus and have a driver, and we all meet at a designated like park and ride, because we have those here. We just all park our cars at a park and ride, and then we get on the bus and it goes to the first location. We stay there for about an hour, hour and a half. Then we go to the next location. Then we just kind of do a bins crawl, and then we can either have a get together for lunch, or we can all go back to a designated drop off spot like the park and ride or the hotel. I can have a bus pick up at the hotel, and we all go to dinner, and then that be the event. Nothing crazy to where it's like you got to book multiple days and all this crap. Just hey, come hang out. We'll do what we all do. We'll make a bunch of content, showcase guys why I think Houston is the best place for thrifting. Most bins locations anywhere in the country, and we get together, have some dinner, share some laughs, and go back to our miserable lives. No, that's what we're working on. If you've ever done anything, it doesn't even have to be a reseller event. If you've ever booked anything, a birthday party, a quinceañera, anniversary dinner, anything, it's a nightmare. Logistics are always, and then when you add in hotels and trying to find a bus that can load however many people, and then of course I would have to get with the bins and make sure like they knew what was happening. Like I wouldn't want to just surprise them with a bus showing up with a bunch of people with cameras strapped to their heads and chests and things like that. So I'd want to plan all of this out, but that is something we are looking forward to trying to figure out. Well, yeah, we're definitely going to have to hit up a Buc-ee's. We got one small one on the outside, but we can go to a big one if we have to. It's just a bit of a drive, but there is no large Buc-ee's, but there are some small ones in Houston. Not allowed in November. Yeah, I mean, whenever we come up with a date, you're gonna die. It's gonna be hot no matter what. But that is something we are looking forward to. But yeah, Camp Listing Party looked like it was a great success. A lot of speakers. I saw a lot of panels that were pretty interesting. I do like the aspect of a virtual panel option for people that just want to maybe watch the panels and not have to, aren't able to leave, a discounted virtual thing. And I was talking with Wes from Slim Picker, and he had mentioned that the panel video recordings are good for a year, so he can go back and watch them multiple times if he missed anything. So the bins you went to, or the Buc-ee's? Yeah, the Buc-ee's in Alabama is ridiculous. They just opened the largest Buc-ee's in the world, or in the United States, in Tennessee. And again, that kind of hurts my heart. I know if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see right there I got the Buc-ee's tattoo. This used to be a symbol of Texas. If you saw that and you knew what it was, you knew where I was from without having to ask me. But now they're everywhere, and apparently the biggest one is in Tennessee. So it kind of hurts my heart. It kind of freaking hurts my heart. But I do like the fact that Buc-ee's is growing. It was started by a man here in Freeport, Texas, and it's turned into the greatest travel stop in the world. Whatnot topics, guys. You guys are crazy. So I put on Mondays on Instagram, Flip the World TX. I put just a thing that says topics for podcast. Now I do all of these anonymously. I'm not going to call anybody out, and whatever you guys ask, I will try and talk about, because this show is just whatever about whatever. So let me pull it up. We got some good topics today. We got some good stuff that came through. Let me see here. Let me find them. All right. I'm going to go to the very first one. Maybe discuss what finds you guys are saving for eBay and highlight some recent solds. So items we've been saving for eBay, to be honest with you, 100% transparent. We have only maybe done 5 items for the entire month of June. One of them was, I don't know if you guys can see it in the background right there, this giant camera. It's a giant camera, like an X-ray camera or something for a doctor's office or like an art studio. I have no idea. It looks like it stretches out like an accordion, about 2 feet long. That's what she said. And it sells for anywhere between $250 and $700. So that was something that there's no chance I was running that on Whatnot. But other than that, we've been running everything on Whatnot. We just ran a brand new pair. Stacy found a brand new pair of Nike Miraculous Fly Knits, brand new with tags. We found them. They sell for over $100. We ran them on Whatnot. Started them at $30. It's realistically, if I've accepted that I'm not going to take the time to photograph and list things. So I'm a wholesaler now. I just don't care. How do you tell someone nicely to shut the F up? I'm probably not the best person to ask that because honestly, if somebody is annoying me, I'm just going to tell them to shut the F up or at least get away from me. New one in South Carolina next week. Nice. There's a new one coming in South Carolina. When the one opens later in Luling, it will be the biggest one. Tennessee is only the 10th biggest. Yeah, so we actually went to San Antonio a couple weeks ago, and we drove by the Luling location, and they are, I think when it's completed, it'll have almost 400 gas pumps. It is insane. Imagine like 2 Walmarts together and then wrap 400 gas pumps around that. It is a monolith. Cleanest bathrooms you'll ever find in the world. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing Chris does is nicely. Yeah, no. So here's the thing. Like, I'm a respectful person, but I'm also very direct. And if somebody is annoying me, I just get to the point. There's no sense in just beating around the bush. I was like, hey, knock it off. That's it. I mean, it's not hard. Like at the bins, like if people are loud around me while I'm on my stream and like just talking stupid, I was like, hey, go somewhere else. Like, I'm not saying it in a way that's going to make them want to talk back and get beat up, but I don't know. There's no nice way to tell somebody to be quiet. Because if you're already thinking that they need to be quiet in your head, just tell them to be quiet. Who are resellers that you don't like? Wow. Okay. It's not that I don't like anybody. So here's the thing. Like, I have no problems in the reseller community with anybody. I will tell you that, that I don't like or vibe with. So I don't vibe with the two that come off my head. And again, it's nothing about them as a person or them as a reseller. I'm just not into the content they put out. And it's just not something I'm into. So it's not a bad thing, but I don't like the .com dude at all. I just think that his content is very I'm trying to think of a nice way to say it. See, guys, I'm trying. Paul called me out on not doing nice things, so I'm trying to think of a nice way to say it. It just comes off very wannabe Tony Robbins, just motivational speaker, like think positive and positive things will happen. And I don't know. It's bullshit to me. That's the best way I could say it. Again, nothing against the dude. Sure, he's a nice guy. He's a reseller, so I'm sure he's killing it, doing his thing, but it's not my cup of tea. The other one is the guy, and I've talked about him before. Again, nothing against him, and he's like an old school dude. He's been doing this for a long time. The Rockstar Flipper guy. Like, again, nothing against him personally. I just, you don't play in a band. You're not a musician. You're not a rock star. And then he doesn't come off as, again, it's more of he's like the reseller news channel. His content is like basically the reseller news channel. Breaking news: USPS no longer doing first-rate shipping. Have you seen my BMW? And it's just not my cup of tea. But again, it's not that I don't vibe or hate them. It's just not my cup of tea. So there you go. There you guys. You can clip Darren, go ahead and clip both of those because I'm sure somebody's going to already send those to both of those guys. So can you clip that and then I'll put it out ahead. I'll try to get ahead of that so I can start, coming up with how I'm going to back roll and retract that and make it sound better than it did. All right. Appreciate it. Philly Flippers is not your cup of tea. Hey, I get it, man. I mean, you call yourself Philly Flipper, you spell it incorrectly, mostly probably because you're a foreigner, and then you don't even live in Philly. So I completely understand. But I will say this: the dude's a giant, and he's pretty menacing looking. So I think some people just put up with it because he is, looks like he eats small children for breakfast. Top 5 on my bucket list. I don't know about top 5, but there are some things that I still have not accomplished in life yet. One of my bucket lists is taking Stacy to Paris, even though I absolutely hate France and have never in my life had a desire to go to Paris. It's something that she's always wanted to do. So being able to do that for her, with her, that's on my bucket list. Other than that, I don't know. Cause I just do what I want. So that's it's hard to have a bucket list when you literally do what you want in life. Like if I say I'm going to do something, I just go do it. I don't wait. I just do it. So bucket list would be able to get all the kids out of the house, but that's just a time thing. It's like knowing you've got 5 to 10 years left on your prison sentence and you're just hoping that you can get out early for good behavior. So that I'm just waiting that one out. So getting the house empty and getting back to just getting it down to just having Stacy and I, and then I mean, obviously I say that, and then when there's no kids here, it's going to be miserable. I don't, I guess getting Stacy to Paris is going to be my bucket list because it's not something that I want to do. And then it's the 4th of July. Topic has to be America. Well, my friend, the topic is always America because we live in America and I'm American. And yeah, America. Yeah. Outflips for FlipCon. I cannot disclose the outfits that I will be wearing, but your boy did watch Fashion Week and I picked up some tips and I went out and I got some stuff and I cannot wait to hopefully fit into the items. Will you be doing a hot sauce challenge again this year? So yes, Dalton and I will be doing the hot sauce podcast. Actually, we're going to actually have a panel. I'm told that we're not going to be tucked away in the corner, that we're actually going to be on stage and have a panel time. And I think we're going to do it under Dalton's In the Loop podcast. I don't know if it's going to be a Q&A or if we are just going to eat spicy stuff and have a conversation. But if you do have questions that you want us to answer while we're eating ridiculously spicy stuff, please save them for FlipCon because we will be doing it. You're awesome. The fact that the first bucket list is something you can do for your wife. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I don't go out of my way to sound like a nice dude because by all means, I'm definitely not for the most part. But I mean, I've seen this woman birth and raise 8 children, which basically in the non-nice way of putting it, she basically gave up her life to be a full-time mom. Like whenever you have that many children, you've dedicated your life. You've put a lot of things that you wanted to do in your life on the back burner because your priorities become being a mother first. And I have been actually able to do some of the things that I still was able to do, things that I wanted that were on my bucket list while she stayed home and took care of the kids. So I think as they're all getting older and leaving the nest, I understand that I have the responsibility to try and give her some of the things that she um, wants to do and has wanted to do. So, regardless of if I don't want to do them, I feel like they're owed, and so I am trying to make sure that those happen. Um, so yeah. Whatnot will be testing out seller subscriptions. What can they offer? So yeah, that is something new. Whatnot, I was going to get to that. Whatnot is going to be testing out. They reached out to us and asked if we wanted to be part of the beta. So like Instagram came out with it where you can charge somebody, I think $5 a month, and then they will only have access, only subscribers will have access to certain content you put out on social media. So Whatnot is going to do that, where they're going to be offering, like, if you are a subscriber to, let's say you guys were a subscriber to my stream, you get discounted shipping. You get entered in subscription only raffles. I can do a private subscription only stream where only people that are subscribed can come to the show and purchase items. Um, it's just something they're testing out. Now, am I going to if I'm going to set up a subscription? At this time, I'm going to say no. I've never really been in the mindset of doing subscriptions, courses, guru stuff. I like to just give everybody everything that I know for free, and a lot of stuff that I don't like to do, or a lot of stuff that you shouldn't do, I give out for free too. So, I personally won't have it, but I could see where somebody that's like, there's a lot of really famous people that are on Whatnot, and Whatnot does a real good job about having events and expos where they bring celebrities to Whatnot. So I can totally see where there's a market for, let's say Post Malone has a subscription, like he needs any more money. But if you're part of that subscription, anytime he gets on Whatnot, you get that interaction with that person because you're part of that. And I think a lot of people, that's intriguing. Like, if I was somebody important and you were paying $5 a month, and then once a month I got on for subscribers only and just sat down and gave you my undivided attention and paid attention to the chat, and I engaged with you, like, you would feel some sort of way. You'd be like, holy crap, this person knows I exist. And for a lot of people, that means a great deal. To be acknowledged by someone that they consider like a star, that's a huge thing. But for me, I'm just trying to sell you guys cheap clothes from the bins. I don't think you need to pay me for that. So, yeah. If I subscribe, you better hold all the area. Yeah, you got it. What's up, Alicia? Dangerous to let you guys loose in front of a captive audience. Yeah. Chris brings back the vintage vibe and wears the Karate Kid head wrap. Honestly, guys, full disclosure, the reason I wear a head wrap on the podcast is because I'm trying to be a little more professional with how the look does. I turned the brightness down on the monitor so you don't get so much reflection in the glasses. I've stationed lights where they need to go. I have the little green light in the background. And I wear this because if I wear a hat, you see it takes up my eyes. You can't see my face. So for the episodes where I'm live, I'll always have on some kind of headband, but I do love wearing a good headband, especially because, the hair is back doing its crazy little thing. Anyway, let me see where to go. Would you be as successful at the bins without Stacy? Now, the arrogance in me is going to say, of course. But in reality, I would have to do things differently. Just full disclosure. The reason that we're successful is because while I'm streaming, she's still digging. And if she wasn't digging, then that means everything that I got before the stream started would be all I'd be able to run. So the only way that I would be able to hit the numbers and hit the goals that we have would be by starting the show later and me digging more, which means that I would run the show later, which would mess up everything else that I have. So the timing would be off and I wouldn't be getting as much stuff. So I think it would be somewhat successful, but it would not be anywhere close to the level of success that it is at because she is doing all the digging. I made a joke on this stream yesterday because everybody calls her the Benz Whisperer, and I said she whispers at the Benz because she has to save her throat so she could yell at home. So, but no, not a chance. And people are like, oh, I'm going to try and go live from the bins. And I'm like, well, if you're doing it by yourself, it's going to be a real big struggle because, if I could figure out a way to film it, like have somebody follow me and film while I also chest mount film, doing these lives from the bins is actually a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And I know people are like, oh, that'd be awesome. But, I want to do this. This looks like it is fun. It's great, but it's exhaustingly a lot of work. Especially for her who continues to dig while I just stand there, hold stuff up and act like an ass. Some sellers act like they're on coke. Well, I don't have to act it, sister. I just do a little booger sugar, get live and have some fun. I'm just kidding. I'm too fat for cocaine. The only Coke I drink is Diet Coke, and apparently aspartame is causing a lot of problems, so they're actually about to take it off the market. So I don't know what I'm going to be drinking. Stacy and the hairy tattoo keep him the side of the jailhouse. Yep. Whenever I feel like I want to hurt somebody, I just look at my arms. I look at my fists. This is for my kids. This is for my girl. And I remind myself that if I'm going to swing these at somebody, I'm going to lose these things. You prefer Pepsi. Do they even serve Pepsi in Florida? Because I know that's more of like a northeast thing, like Pepsi. Like in the South, it's all Coke. If you order Dr. Pepper, you say Coke. I want a Coke. And then they bring it to you and you're like, this is Coke. I want a Dr. Pepper. Wear your hat. We don't want to see your face. Jesus. Okay. This past week, I've seen multiple lives from the binge shows on Whatnot. Very clunky. Yeah, there's a lot of people trying it. And hey, like I said, good luck. I wish everyone the best with whatever they're trying to do. I just also know full-heartedly that you will never be on the same level ever. Like literally ever. Ever. Clip that. Just because I know like the mental fortitude and the amount of work, it's definitely not for everybody. And then I have the stupid confidence where I can literally turn off everything around me and focus directly on the camera. Unless I see something that might potentially cause me to, like if I see something that I'm like, hey, like yesterday, there was some people there and I was like, hey, stay away from those people. I just had to like watch those people and make sure they were not going to be near her. But besides that, I just tune everybody out. So yeah, I wish everybody that's trying live from the bins on Whatnot, I wish them the best. I hope they're able to find success in it. Just put some respect on my name. Remember that I'm the originator, that we started this, and you're welcome. Did that sound a little .com-ish? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. Has anyone here go to the list parking? Yeah. Is there anybody here that went to a camp listing party? Let me know. It looked great. Yeah, Texas is all about the Dr. Pepper. I myself am a DDP fan. I don't know. I've always drank diet drinks. I love Diet Mountain Dew. I like Diet Dr. Pepper. I like Diet Coke. I've never liked regular drinks. I don't know why. I don't know. I've never even, I had one regular Red Bull and I didn't like it. I liked sugar-free Red Bull, but I got addicted to sugar-free Red Bull. Like, guys, car battery acid is addictive. Don't drink it. It's so bad. It's so bad. Right now, I'm working on getting my Liquid Death sponsorship because they came out with tea. They came out with a tea and the whole can only has 30 calories. So I am really, really, really working on a sponsorship with Liquid Death because I think I fit the mold. Also, they're all about saving the planet from plastic, and I am all about saving the planet from clothing. So I think it's a match made in heaven, and I would love to drink and promote liquid death. I mean, I'm all about promoting death, so it might as well be liquid. I don't even care what form it comes in. Diet drinks taste flat. No. You get a freaking Diet Coke from McDonald's. Oh my goodness. It'll burn your throat all the way down. I mean, you'll have carbonation in your poop. It's so carbonated. You watched virtually? That's cool. Like I said earlier, I think the virtual one's a pretty cool idea because apparently you can watch that for up to a year after the event. So you can go back and like keep taking notes and learning something new. So I really like that idea. I don't know if Kevin Commonwealth Picker is really going to be purchasing FlipCon from Harry Tornado, but somebody should definitely pick it up and carry on the tradition. Maybe if it's not in Charlotte, they take it somewhere else, but FlipCon's a great name. And I'm very sad that it is shutting down. I understand the amount of work it takes. I also imagine that them booking us to be panel speakers is probably the reason why it's shutting down. They're like, Jesus, nobody wants to watch or listen to this guy. I mean, look, nobody even goes to his podcast. Why would somebody want to sit in the same room with this joke? But in all seriousness, Harry actually invited Stacy to come speak at FlipCon. I'm just the +1. So this is going to be your one chance to meet her, see her, admire her, see that she's a real person, take photos. I might sell hugs. I was thinking about bringing a Polaroid and I'll take a picture of you and her and then I'll sell you that picture. So, I plan on pimping her out all week long. Oh, Jesus. I don't have any sponsors this month that I have to like purposely run their brand. I do have, guys, I was supposed to show this last week. So here, I do have a clip I wanted to show you because it was supposed to be on the episode with Harry Tornado and I completely just forgot to press the button. So here it is, guys. This is the 17-second clip of me being arrested live at the Goodwill bin. So enjoy this real quick. You love how that person is like, I don't give a shit. Let me throw down this shirt and take a picture. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So good. Yeah, Marcus has actually met Stacy. Came to Houston. We went shopping and had some lunch. So he is one of the few in the reseller community that is actually seen in person, met, and had lunch with. He saw how she eats. I'm just kidding. Oh, why was I arrested? Oh, I was accused of assault. I was let go like an hour later, so no charges filed or anything like that. But I was accused, and so for that they had to do their due diligence and frisk me and handcuff me and parade me out in front of everybody. Yeah, so we actually have an officer that is at the bins almost every day. Of course, that day he wasn't there because he could have resolved all this, but they brought outside officers in and they had no concept of what the hell was going on. But it was really good because right after that filming, they had brought out a new row right behind us. And so the people that accused me of assault, that's what I was telling the officer. I was like, because they were like, what is even going on here? I was like, oh, well, this is where you buy stuff by the pound. I'm actually in the corner selling stuff live because I was live on Whatnot. I was like, I'm actually selling stuff right now. Like my wife needs to turn my stream off. I was like, but you see these people? Watch what's about to happen when they say go. And so that cop, I was telling him, I was like, turn around and watch what happens when they say go. And so they said go, and he turned around and everybody started, they didn't care. Everybody started pushing and shoving and doing what they do and screaming. And he was just like, oh my God. And so then they took me outside. I talked more with them about everything that was going on in there. And then he was just like, hang tight. I'm pretty sure this is going to be over real quick. And I just got to go in and do my due diligence, take my statements and blah, blah, blah. And then they came out and they let me out of the car and I went right back in and got right back on Whatnot and made another $600. So Fun experience, not for me. It was pretty funny. It's funny to me because, as you can probably guess, it's not my first time being arrested. Um, but it was my first time being arrested with my parents live on the stream. So that was horrifying for them. Um, but it was fun. And just because I like watching myself, also, I have another clip that I haven't taken down. This is what I wanted. We talk about people that give up their 9 to 5 to pursue their passion. This was, I thought when I was younger, this was going to be my full-time passion. This is all I wanted to do in life. So this is from 2 weeks ago. If you didn't catch it on the last episode, this is my band doing our record release show. This is just a nice little clip of me doing some guitar work. Man, I could watch myself all day. I'm so dang awesome looking. No, I'm just kidding. um, I knew Joey Chestnut was going to win. He always wins, dude. Kobayashi doesn't even compete anymore, right? Like he shattered his jaw or something. Like it messed up how he eats, so he doesn't even compete anymore. What happened with the other group? Nothing. They're still there. We see them every day. They're still competition. They're not competition. They sell at the flea market, but they just don't like us. It is what it is, and we steer clear of them. Whenever they say, whenever they open the doors in the morning and everybody starts pushing to get inside, I just put my hands in the air. So there's no, it shows my hands are up. I'm not trying to, because that was the whole thing. Like the doors open to 8. I was at the front. The manager was in front of me. Everybody shoved forward, and I just went like that. It's called opening the pit. Like if you've ever been to a heavy metal show, it's how you open up the mosh pit. You just back up. So I just backed up and pushed everybody back, and then the people that were behind me, it was those 3 ladies, and they waited 5 hours, and then they got mad because Stacy and I had so much stuff. We had found, it was a great day. We had found so much stuff. They got mad and they called 5 hours later and said that I assaulted them. So again, luckily the manager was right in front of me. So his statement was very helpful. And then the fact that they waited 5 hours and there was no actual visible injuries, and they got to see them act the way they did. So all in all, it's good learning experience for the officers, good learning experience for me. And anytime you can have a random stranger touch your crotch and your butt to pat you down, I mean, that's all we want in life, right? We're all just looking for some stranger to touch our crotch. So that was cool too. The only other topic that I had to talk about, it has nothing to do with reselling. It's just like, how come there are, and again, guys, this is what you're going to get on my stream. I just talk about whatever. How come there are no women transitioning to men entering men's sports? That's a serious question. I'm not a basher of anybody's gender identity, any of that crap. I really don't care. I identify as a trans slender, and as you can tell, I am not slender. But I'm noticing it's just dudes playing women's sports. I don't see any women trying to play men's sports, and I'm just wondering when we're all going to notice that. Like I've literally seen a Am I back? Paul, I told you. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Some of you know, some of you, yes. You're back now. Okay, sorry guys. I'm pretty much going to have to start a series called I'm Thrifting to Buy a New Computer. My computer keeps crashing. I don't know what's going on with it. I have an old school CPU. I'm not fancy. I am a caveman if you haven't been able to tell. But talk about the worst actual time for your computer to crash, right? When you're talking about something that is very, very, very tingly to a lot of people. A lot of people get really nervous when you talk or have discussions. And I think having open discussions is the only way that we learn, the only way that we grow, the only way that we can move forward in anything is by having open forum discussions. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm just asking a question because I've noticed that there is just no pro, semi-pro, collegiate. There's no women transitioning to play men's sports. Now I know there are some college softball women that are trying to play like Major League. I know that Major League just got their first female first base coach. Now, again, that's not someone transitioning. That's an actual female. So that's like shattering news. But my honest opinion is the men that are transitioning to play women's sports are just very insecure, weak men that couldn't hack it in their own gender. And so they're creating this identity so they can feel important and win things. And that, again, comes down to more of a mental problem. Probably grew up winning participation trophies and never learned how winning and losing works. That's not a gender dysmorphia. That's just a mental lapse in knowing of and being able to accept winning and losing, which life is all about winning and losing. But it's just something that I've noticed. Like really, what sparked it is I saw an MMA match where it was a man that is identifying as a woman literally beat the crap out of a female. And I just don't understand how that is my mind is boggled when it comes to that stuff. Again, I don't care what you are, what you feel like you are, what you identify as. None of that matters to me. I'll call it whatever you want because at the grand scheme of things, it doesn't affect my life at all. It doesn't change my life at all. But it's just something that is on top of my head, and I wanted to speak about outside of reselling. Again, these are the things. This is my podcast and my streaming on whatnot is more of a me getting the things in my head out. This is my type of therapy. I can get things out and I want to question everything. I've always been into questioning everything. I mean, I got into punk rock and hardcore and metal because I questioned the norms of society and things like that. So anyway, not to go down a dark road or road or anything, but just something that's been in my mind. I know I like the black screen better. I'm sorry. I froze in a Nixon pose. Boyfriend could build a new one for you. That's what I know. Oh, trust me. I know that there's females that could be in the NFL as a kicker on special teams. I know there's females that could play, but that's not what we're talking about. That's a big difference. That's like, everyone says if I think Chris Rock, some comedian, Dave Chappelle, was like, if LeBron tomorrow woke up and identified as a woman and then went and played in the WNBA, would that still be fair? I mean, we all as a society, we have to agree that wouldn't be fair. If Mike Tyson identified as a woman and got back into boxing, would that be fair? Like, there has to be a line. Okay, that's all I'm saying. It's just weird that it's only men wanting to be women and play women's sports, not the other way around. Again, I mean, I see what you're saying, your kid being transgendered, but if let's say I was a boxer and your child was a boxer and we weighed the same weight, I just don't think that's fair. Just naturally, I don't think that's fair. But I'm all for beating the hell out of somebody. So, I'm just kidding. I'm totally just kidding. That was the sarcasm part, guys. I try to bring jokes into everything, but I don't know I don't know if there is an answer. I I think it's okay that people don't know answers and that want to communicate. It's when somebody is communicating in a hateful way, obviously, that you can tell that they're not trying to actually learn anything. I think there's a big difference between someone that's asking questions to try and understand and learn. Like if you're not familiar with Christianity and you start asking Marcus questions, I don't think that there's such thing as asking a stupid question if you genuinely are curious about learning about Christianity. Just like if you don't know anything about Muslim culture and you ask Muslims questions, they might be stupid questions to them, but if you're not coming at them in a hateful way and you actually generally want to learn, I don't think that most people are going to be like, oh, you know you're transphobic, or they don't add that stereophobic to the end of it. You're Muslim phobic or whatever they call it. So I think the only way you can learn about anything is by asking questions. That's why almost every reseller has a YouTube or a social media where they're showing people how to do things, because people have questions. And that comes back, looping it back to reselling, is why I don't have a subscription or a course or anything, because I think that's general information. If somebody is actually interested in learning how to do what I do, I'll give you the information for free, because I know that giving you everything, all the information for free, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to put in the work on your end to make it possible. But I've at least given you the information. So my job is complete, because I didn't hold back anything. I said, hey, look, this is you're interested. Here's what I have to give you. This is my knowledge. So hopefully everybody takes away from this that, last thing I wanted somebody to try and cancel me. Darren, go ahead and clip all of that last like 8 minutes, including the blackout, just in case I have to cover my ass in today's society. So I appreciate everybody that's tuned in today and hung out. I'm going to wrap it up because who knows if my computer is going to crash again. Plus, it's the 4th of July. I want to grill some hot dogs, fake ones for me, and hang out with the monsters and have some fun. But just keep swimming. But anyway, you guys are the best. Tune in next week, and yeah, I don't know. I love you so much. No, I always do that. That's Harry's line. What's my catchphrase? Do I have one? Darren, what's my catchphrase? Oh yeah, I got it. Even the worst you ever had was still pretty good.